Live from the Injured on the Go Just Call Mo studio.
It's a blast!
It's Orlando's own Tom and Dan.
Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We are live on Twitch and we are live on YouTube. Just search at Tom and Dan Live. Getting a lot of comments over there. We have like different collections, cartoons, shorts, all kinds of crazy stuff you can watch. Just search at Tom and Dan Live, like, and subscribe.
Also, become a subscriber of ours. That's what we call BDMs.
Yes.
And
best darn members.
You can do that at tomanddan.com. It's super easy to do. You click on the amount you want to pay a month. It's up to you. And when you're a BDM, we send you an invite to a private party, like the one we do at the end of BDM Appreciation.
We got one in April, right?
In April, yep. And you'll get an invite for you and a guest through your email, and that's for BDMs only. And you'll also be able to get the $5 BDM shirt that we do for BDM Appreciation, and we're working on that currently. And working on some other, like I want to do a Mr. B style golden ticket.
You do like some terrible tasting chocolate that's like plastic?
Yeah, I've always wanted.
What do you want to do? You want to do a Lunchable, Tom and Dan Lunchable?
Yeah,
Is that what we're doing? What would we
Yeah.
put in the Tom and Dan Lunchable? Well, first of all, it'd have to have, like, for you, it'd have to have a little jar of protein. For me, it'd have to have some barbecue potato chips in there.
I would say snack and sausage.
Snack and sausage would be good in there. What kind of drink? It definitely Diet Mountain Dew. Got a little Diet Mountain Dew in there.
It has to come in a bag. A gift bag.
They just took Lunchables out of the school systems. And
they were in the school system?
Yeah.
I didn't know that Lunchables were ever in the school systems.
Yeah, they were in the school systems, and as like some sort, I mean, I don't know how many or whatever.
Is this RFK? Is he taking away my Lunchables?
They took them out.
Give me them back.
Because they started going over all the garbage that's in them, and there's not really even real food.
No.
And then I'm like, I feed my sons.
yeah, I do too. I do too. Have you seen Maisie dance? Have you seen her dance?
Yeah.
Last night she came to me and she told me, she goes, I'm learning how to one-leg shuffle in tap dance. I'm like, that's amazing. I'm like, what are you powered by? And she goes, Lunchables, baby. That's what she said, Lunchables. She's sponsored by Lunchables.
Nice.
And then
the only thing Maisie eats, Lunchables and candy, and she is stronger than any child. Show me another child
This
strong.
may be more of a Tom and I thing, but I remember when Lunchables advanced from just the crackers and the thin cheese and meat to like the pizza.
No. I never got those.
With the little plastic stick.
Yeah.
I screamed out, you think you're better than me at schools? I'm still going to send my son Lunchables, and he's going to eat them at school. Your face.
Here's a fun tip. If you buy your own lunch meat, you can use a shot glass to cut your own small bolognas.
And then I thought, this is the work of some paranoid moms that banded together.
I didn't know Lunchables were in the school system, so you're giving me new knowledge that I did not have.
About healthier foods in the school system or whatever. And I always laugh because I'm like, one meal a day, they go home, they eat garbage. You are not doing anything. Right? That's how it is.
I mean, there are those kids.
I mean, the people that care, like, they're sending their kid to school with their lunch.
With a good lunch, yeah.
Like,
we pack May's lunch.
The people that are buying their lunch at school, like, you want to ultra healthy, no Lunchables? Like, when they go home, garbage.
Yeah.
They're eating Skittles.
Yeah, well, she begs for Lunchables, too, because they're engineered to make you beg for Lunchables.
How you doing, Kitty?
I'm doing well.
Kenny Samsel here, everybody. Did we even introduce you?
No, I just started
hold
talking.
on.
They know his voice already.
I'll give you a blast.
And if you're
Welcome
on
to the show.
Twitch, you see me wearing something insane. You guys know.
No, your hair. I was going to question. Your hair is looking way too tame.
I didn't put any product in it. That's why.
No, but there's no coloring. There's no skunk stripe. Or what
I'm
happened?
hitting the
You
reset
got
button. I'm waiting for later, and I'll be putting some color in it. Don't you worry.
I'm growing mine out. I'm not getting my hair cut anymore.
Nice.
Not my face hair, not my head hair, nor my genitals hair.
You're gonna look like Ryan Fitzpatrick, which is the beard going down your belly.
No, his is actually trimmed. I'm going for homeless.
Oh, all right.
I told Daniel, like, we need this as we transition.
You did tell me this at the beer fest.
Into the in phase of our careers, the next 15 years or so.
The coffin years.
Daniel will get crazier and grow his hair out big, white
Ted
beard.
Kaczynski, Unabomber style.
Yeah.
You need
Which
to
is
do it
kind of what I'm going for.
so much to where everyone gets used to it, and then the final year you shave it all off and you look like 2000 Daniel.
Yeah,
with
I
just
do
the,
like Nikocado avocado 2 steps ahead. Yeah, I do the whole thing. Yeah, they're like, what? What was he doing?
Planned all along.
He's crazy.
Going back to sharing foods and stuff, well, the Lunchables, I remember my elementary school, you couldn't share foods. Like, even if you had like a bag of Doritos, you can do it. The very first detention I ever got was because I got caught sharing a bag of Doritos with everyone.
It's the only thing that EJ never got in trouble for.
No.
the sharing food.
But
I think that they stopped that because my son shares food all the time at lunch. He tells me, he's like, I tried this for
was
this.
in the 90s.
My mom and dad were real big, and my dad especially was real big on, and I know kids do this. Your boys probably do this, like trading. My dad did not want me to trade, and I feel like trading is a lifelong child. It's like some of your first instances of business, right? Like trading.
Yeah, it makes you understand value.
Yeah, and I remember my mom and dad, like they were adamant about me not taking any, like all my friends would take like a G.I. Joe to school and trade it and stuff like that. And so I started to be adamant about that with Maisie, but I just and she's always coming home telling me like, I traded this squishy for this squishable. I traded this piece of my lunch for a Slim Jim. I traded this candy. I traded a Twix for like a bracelet. Like she's always trading. I gave up.
Yeah. You need to learn how to trade.
I figured you would agree with. It's one of the one things that I do parenting that I thought you would agree with is I am hands off. It is a free market in the Dennis household. If you want to trade, unlike my father and mother, trade away. I was not allowed. Like, I had so many G.I. Joes, so many toys, Transformers, all this kind of stuff I wanted to take to school and trade. I just wanted to try and get that. Like, I never forget. I wanted to trade my buddy Jeremy Shanley for his Storm Shadow, who was Snake Eyes' brother, like the bad guy. And couldn't trade.
Maisie's totally the type of child that will do I have a paper clip and I'm going to get my way to a brand new car and then do the thing where you just trade something
little by little.
She brings home good stuff, too. Like, it's not crap stuff. Like, she brings home, she also has, like, one kid. She has, like, a kid now, and tell me how you would handle this. She has a kid now that is, like, obsessed with her. It's like another girl that's obsessed with her. Okay. That every morning, like, brings her some sort of, like, amazing prize.
Oh, single white female.
Yeah, it is kind of like that.
Yeah, well, that happens with the kids.
Yeah, I just let it go. I'm like, hey, free market. You do whatever you want. Gave her a jet ski this morning. It was crazy. I mean, it's a 2022, but yeah, it's still pretty good.
Something popped in my head. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's do it. I love tangenting.
So I was browsing Netflix documentaries with Crystal last night because we couldn't figure out what to watch.
That's a sign of a failing marriage.
It ended up on Alone. By the way, every marriage is failing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, it's like an airplane. It's like an airplane in the sky. It is falling the entire time.
Yeah. You just
it's going somewhere, but it's also falling. That's just physics.
You just wanted to land without a fiery explosion.
You're right. They're all failing. You just don't want it to blow up.
Like it can't go on forever.
No,
your life will end.
Yeah.
So it's like in one of you. Very rarely you both die together.
I'm gonna make sure of that.
I'll call that a fail.
That's all I can say, but I am going to make sure of that.
Anyway, back to documentaries. So we're looking, and then I see some documentary. God, I forgot what it was called, but it's about.
Didn't you just say it was called Alone?
You said it was called Alone.
No. Everybody knows Alone.
Yeah, you and I are the same. Yeah, I was like, this guy.
Everybody knows Alone. That stupid,
I don't
Alaska.
know Alone. I don't know Alone.
You go survive in
You're
Alaska
obsessed
alone.
with watching things about people being alone. Why don't you just go be alone?
I don't like being alone. So
you want what you can't have,
I know.
Dan.
The documentary was about this guy that is trying to extend his life as long as possible.
Oh, is this the guy who sees his son as no longer his son, but as his partner in life?
I don't know.
He's getting like the weird blood transfusions from his son. That guy's a whack-a-nut.
there's a lot of these people, and there's a whole social movement about biohacking and stuff. But this guy, he's a famous influencer, and
does he look like a vampire with slick back hair?
I believe so.
Yeah, I hate that guy.
But he's
gross.
He just in the Netflix like trailer to when you go on it, and we were watching it, and it's like 4:30. He wakes up, and then he does some sort of crazy. He puts some like audio in his ears to stimulate his brain, and then puts a mask on that hits his face with the infrared light.
Gotta
Anyway,
get the infrared light to light up my face.
he was going through a list, an insane list of like. I mean, it must have been 50 things he does before lunch.
I think it's more.
Like
I know what you're talking about.
The exercise, the stretching, he does like every small, minute micro transaction to extend his life. The nutrition. I mean, he's eating everything out of a metal, drinking metal cups and stuff. I'm sure that's because of like plastic leaching and so
of course, yeah. Letter of the law, everything.
He is doing every tip and trick, ice bath, infrared sauna, the lights, the sounds.
I thought this was the guy getting blood transfusions from his own son.
Yeah, and I think he was
nuts.
And he was doing the opposite, where he's also like giving his son part of his because he's like, oh, I've already conditioned my body, so I want to give that to my kid.
Yeah. It's wild.
I wonder if it is the same person.
Look up Netflix, how to live forever documentary or some shit. Ooh, I did it. Damn it! I'm sorry. I cursed.
You know what? I know what you're thinking. In these moments, there would be a, hey, you do it too. I will not be that person. I will not be that person.
I've gotten bleeped out once.
So
it happens. It happens when you're like having fun.
So I was looking at this and I was laughing because like the guy does such like his entire job in life and everything, all his time is consumed with all these micro things that is supposed to extend
this
his
is
life.
the guy. I don't think he looks that great for all the stuff he's doing.
Let's play the trailer just so you could see the ridiculous.
Let me see here.
What the hell was that? It was like someone having a seizure.
Yeah, well, it's a wacky. I mean, this guy he's out there, man.
As a species, we accept our inevitable decay, decline, and death. I want to argue that the opposite should be true. My name is Brian Johnson. I've been spending millions of dollars creating an anti-aging protocol. I take 54 pills, red light therapy, plasma exchanges, and I'm going to be injected with my first gene therapy. Thanks, Doc. I'm trying to be on the outermost edge of possibility for the science.
We published all of his biometric data online.
The only thing I can think of right now in watching this is that tiny ponytail when they had his hair braided. How stupid!
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, this guy's a psycho.
So when he described his routine, his daily routine, I laughed because I was like, you want to live longer to keep doing this? Like that's essentially
that is
the paradox of it.
That's the big argument, right?
He's doing all this work to stay young, but he's never going to enjoy being young because all he's doing is working.
to live longer.
Unless he is so absolutely fulfilled from what he's doing in this, right?
Now,
yeah, but
and I can't argue that for him.
But if he has an end goal, he will never reach that end goal unless the end goal is just work, which doesn't make any sense.
Well, he has to know it's open-ended, right? Like he has to know that
he's
just trying to be the best at it.
But what's the point of staying young if you can't enjoy the fact that you are young? It's like, I don't have any kids. So what's the point? I mean, I'm not like blowing through all my money, but what's the point of me like saving hundreds of thousands of dollars? When I'm dead, I can't use it. Like, what's the point of me saving it?
We
if
were
I can't
just
spend
talking
it?
about this last week.
Of course, yeah.
Tom was just talking about this. He saw it with his grandfather. I saw it with my parents and their parents.
Now, you guys have kids, so that's different. You guys want to obviously save
old
for
is
them.
this guy?
But
Nah, that has nothing to do with it. I mean, like, in fact, I think like they'll get the house, whatever, like the stuff, they'll sell that off. I actually don't really want them to get a huge influx of cash
my
when I
parents
die.
didn't really like it. There was no propping up.
Unless So-
I made myself, and then
If they're in their if I luck out and they're in their 40s or older, then that will actually be good for them, because then you could have more money for their retirement or whatever. But if I think giving anybody in their 20s a giant amount of money is
he's
if
40,
they're not
so
responsible.
he's my age.
Yeah. So
all right. Well, here's what I would say. I prefer looking as I look than the way I think he looks insane. Like when I look at him, I know what he's going for, and I'm not even going to argue like the fact that it's smooth and whatever, lean and muscle, whatever. That's fine. He looks crazy. That's not a good look.
So, and he's just, seeing how long he can live, and there's people who think you could live to 130, 140 by doing this. Now, good for him. He is actually helping humanity because he's doing a giant human experiment on himself, which you'll garner a lot of info
like
from
his hair is wild. That's the weird part, is his hair looks like straw.
But the greater question is, what is life mean? Just being alive doesn't necessarily, to me, really mean anything.
No.
It's like how you enjoy your life, or
experiences.
But that's all different for everybody, I guess. But it's like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, I can't argue that. Like, if he were to tell me, hey, I'm obsessed with this because I get full, complete, and utter fulfillment out of this quest, then I'm
maybe,
all right, dude.
Maybe that is his end game, is I want to be the human guinea pig, so that way future generations can live longer, so they can experience whatever they want to experience without a shorter time frame.
Let's approach it from another side, though, because in the chat room, Jen just said something interesting. She said he's rich. Well, from that perspective, then, we'll never really understand it, because our perspective of day-to-day life, our struggles, you know what I mean? Maybe he's just bored, and then he landed on this.
Yeah.
That's Tom's theory.
That's what it seems like.
No one else could do this because he's investing an insane amount of money. And I'm not saying that this is, but
maybe nothing will fulfill this guy.
I laugh because it's the crazy amount of stuff you have to do every day to live longer is just to do that same stuff every day. You know what I'm saying? It's like perpetual, like where you look back at your life, like, okay, you lived to 130, but what did you do?
Well, here's the question then. So
did you enjoy your life, or did you just try to extend it, and then because you can't live forever,
right? So
you will die.
So you watched this with Crystal. Did they give any inkling that he has a hobby, that there's any time for something that you like, what you're referencing, like the thing
is he spending time with his kids?
Like what
I don't
in this
think he has kids.
he's a son. But in this documentary, though, do they show him like ever doing anything fun?
Yeah, is he having a glass of wine, or
I don't think he would have a glass of wine. That's the worst thing you could do.
That takes away like 5 inference.
No, I'm with Tom on this. I think this guy, it's like we used to have a joke. We used to know these people that were like gay for business. We'd say that because we used to know guys that would literally not go back to their homes. They would sleep in their office. They're sleep in their office. One of these guys used to work for Orlando City Soccer. He'd sleep in his office, never go home. Always doing work. Like, it was crazy.
The most successful people in the world are addicted to success. Taylor Swift is addicted to success. Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? Like Tom Brady was addicted to success.
Weirdos.
The bodybuilders, the best at any sport, the best at anything, they're addicted to it. And we don't look at addiction as negative if it benefits you to become the best, although it does do the similar things, which is it robs the rest of your life because you're focused on one thing. So it's in balance.
Yeah.
But that's what you have to do to be the best. There's no balance.
I am like 99% sure we talked about this exact same subject the last time I was in here.
Oh, really?
About bodybuilders being like addicted to bodybuilding.
It's
and
weird.
Whether it's good or not.
I do that, and I'm like, I think we talked about this before, and this whole show is becoming one.
But the fact that it was with
triggers
me here, it's like, wait, am I bringing out?
You are when I see you, you trigger bodybuilder thoughts. In my brain. That's what happens to me.
It's just like
do you admire this guy, or do you not admire this guy, or are you somewhere in the middle?
I'm right here, Dan.
Oh no, nobody admires you, Kenny. Like, no, I admire you.
I see the.
Actually, I made you a song. Hold on, I didn't even play it here.
Kenny the pervert. Kenny the pervert. What? Kenny the pervert. Ew. Kenny
It's just like, that's it. It's just like a little, you know, it's just like a little.
I love that the backup. I love this
Yeah.
background story that the backup guys have no idea who I am. So when the main dude yells that I'm a pervert, they're like, "What?"
Yeah. Well, I was putting in my prompts, and I wanted the black guy's reaction. So the hype man to here, just check it out. Like, listen, the ew is the best one.
Well, it's because they understood.
Can't eat a pervert. What? Can't eat a pervert. Ew. Can't eat a pervert.
It's the rule of threes. The first time they say it, they're like, "Wait, what was that?" The second time he said it, he goes, "Wait, are you kidding me? This guy?" And then the third time they say it, they're like, "Ew, ew."
Anyway,
So,
yeah.
Kenny, what have you been up
Speaking
to?
of bodybuilding, I had a little bit of a stolen valor moment,
What?
and I'll explain why.
You've been stealing valor again?
I was at a bar, a local establishment you guys do.
I've been
that
telling
serves
everyone
food.
I was at January 6th.
That's
So-
old news.
No, but then I got pardoned, and everybody's like,
Oh, okay,
"Whoa,
perfect.
really? What's that like?" I go, "I don't know yet. I'm still waiting to."
You can't be tried for it
Yeah,
again.
got to get it in the mail.
So I'm at the bar, and it's a place that serves food, so I'm eating wings and everything, and guy to my left wants to argue with guy to my right, and I guess the guy to, it was one of those where one person was bothering a bunch of ladies who clearly were rejecting him, but he kept going it, and the other person was like,
You dumb whore!
it's like, I'm going to stand up for him. And it did the whole thing where one person goes, "What the F are you looking at?" And then the other one.
People do that still?
Oh, yeah. Well, my
what
God.
are
yeah.
you looking at?
You get a bunch of like aggro bros. And I'm in the middle just minding my own business, eating my damn hot
What
wings.
flavor wings are you eating, Kenny?
These were some spicy garlic.
Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty
Did we
saucy.
say that? Did you say that?
I did not, because I didn't want to sully the establishment's name, because it is not indicative of the people that are there.
Buffalo Wild Wings.
No,
Froggers.
no.
Papa Bees.
You guys
Ale
have
House.
you guys have had an event there.
Mellow Mushroom.
No.
Wings.
Hooters. Wing House.
It might have involved a shirtless Ross.
Oh, Johnny's
Yeah,
other side.
there it is.
Johnny's other side.
Okay,
Yeah.
It was the fill-in station, actually, like
Okay.
the main building. So I'm there, and of course, with the "what the F are you looking at?" and the guy was like, "I saw how you were treating those girls." They both stood up, and they're both converging on me since I was right in the middle, and the shoving commences.
Let's beat up this gay guy.
So they start shoving each other.
Like, why would they
like,
do that? Why would they choose to do that?
Stools start getting tipped over or whatever, and me being in the
Ew.
middle, like,
Ew, that
I'm
phrasing.
I'm also pissed off because, again, I'm trying to enjoy my wings. So I get up and I immediately do I grab one person, I yell to knock it off. I say it's not worth
You
it.
said
I'm
knock
literally
it off? Oh my God, you're old now, Kenny.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I knew I was old.
Knock it off.
So I'm separating them, and they're obviously still trying to attack each other and fight. There are some punches thrown, but I'm doing the thing where like I'm actually holding a dude back.
Guys, come on.
Yeah, exactly.
I work with drone pilots, guys.
Now I'm getting like sauce or wing sauce all over these guys' shirts and
Oh
whatever,
my
they don't
God.
care.
And
So
they were wearing white tuxedos.
so they get kicked out, obviously, or whatever. Well, people who
Who
were
kicked them out?
the guy at the bar and like other not that they have bouncers there, but like the other bar backs and stuff were
Like
able
roving
to get in.
bikers that will help
And
out.
and so they shoved them all out. But the stolen valor part.
Hey
comes
man, I
in.
didn't even get to hear the song on Touch Tunes I played.
So a bunch of other people who kind of saw that the fight was going on saw that I didn't get kicked out, but I was kind of like in there.
Yeah.
And they're doing the thing where it's the game of telephone where they're like, oh yeah, they were protecting some ladies, like they were trying to stand up for their rights.
He's actually a lady. Those bikers are protecting him. Yeah, he's a female drone pilot.
So a bunch of people who came up and were like second hearing the stories, they're like, hey man, thanks for doing that. Like you're really like, they were buying me drinks. They're like buying me shots because
that
they
guy
thought
in the
that
pink
I was,
shirt?
they thought that I had beaten up the dudes that got kicked out because they were harassing the ladies. And here I am all Mr.
that guy
Hero
over there?
trying to protect them or whatever. But people didn't realize. So
See that tall guy in the pink shirt? That's Goge Bataze from the Orlando Magic.
You do look like Goga a little bit.
if I grew out my hair, I definitely would.
You should grow your hair out and be the Tom and Dan Goga Batazi.
All right, I'll do that. And I'll just like awkwardly smile at every photo.
Yeah, I love Goga.
But anyway, yeah, so I got some stolen valor because I didn't correct them to say like, no, I didn't start the fight. I just, separating them. I was
were
just
they
getting,
hot ladies?
I was
or
getting
they,
free shots.
Or were they grade A,
Oh, at Johnny's, it's some
Yeah.
nice ladies at Johnny's.
soft tail pigs?
If why would you say that?
I was trying to think of a. You know what a soft tail is, right? You get it right on the back, right on the back of it.
So I feel like that stolen valor is totally fine.
All right, I got the Tom seal of approval.
Yeah. Now, did the guys know that it was? Did they hang around outside to wait for you to come out? Were you worried about that at all?
No, because I'm pretty sure they were afraid that cops were going to get called and they would have to deal with that.
Gotcha.
And so I was like, I didn't really care about that. I was just enjoying all the free drinks and the attention.
I had a gentleman say he was going to wait for me outside one time as I was running my mouth, and he waited there until close. And so I slept inside the building. Just slept right there.
Imagine being so mad that you're willing to waste an hour of your night standing outside an establishment
A lot
to
of people
beat
will
up
do
someone.
it. A lot of people will. Like, we live in a time now where people do. I feel like there is an addiction to anger.
You would
And
think
so-
after an hour it'd cool off, though.
I don't know.
I think that
Most people are reasonable, but there are
Yeah.
the outliers that, just they can't take it anymore. They're freaking out.
it's funny because it happens in the car a lot. I was like walking across the street to my truck, and I had like all my pants and shoes and stuff
It looks
in my
like he's doing
hands
the walk of shame. He's like carrying his underwear.
because I have to change in here to work out, and
Yeah.
then I just
Why do you go in the bathroom to change? Let's address something. I look at this no different than a locker room. Feel free to walk around naked around me. Whereas we might as well be family members.
It's the webcams, I think.
Yeah, you might as well be family members. You can walk around out here. Don't worry about it.
You guys were at Hedonism together.
Yeah, that's true. No, we were not. I went to the first one. He wasn't there. Then I didn't want to fly anymore. I was really afraid of flying. And I'd gone the first time and just saw a bunch of fat people naked. I'm like, this is
I've seen it.
I was like, do you do the radio show I was on? It's like, do you want to
yeah.
go and see all these fat guys naked again? I'm like, no, I do not.
So the street in front of our studio, it's
busy.
It is busy, but it's a neighborhood street. It's not 436 or something. You know what I'm saying?
It's
like
tough. It's mean streets.
it's not like
It's 2 lanes lined by a bunch of trees and parallel parked cars.
It's
Yeah.
very much like the corner of Crenshaw and Slauson in inner city L.A.
I would count it as a residential street, right? And in residential streets, I feel like it's okay. Like, and this happens all the time where someone's walking across the street and then I'll slow down to let them pass. And then, there is some crosswalks, but it's just, fine.
I don't really have crosswalks here because I feel like they think it breaks up the way it looks. And that's dumb. But yeah, we don't have a lot of crosswalks around here.
So I was just walking across, and I was walking slowly because I had a pile of my shoes on top, my
You can't
keys,
see.
my
You're
glasses.
holding your underwear.
And then I'm walking slowly, and then this lady, now, if I knew she was coming.
Well, she sped up, didn't she?
No, she was going, but I was assumed that she just slowed down when she saw me. Right?
Did you drop your panties?
No, so I was walking, and I do complain about people that walk slowly across the street, and like it's their world, and they don't care.
Yeah, but normally you say their nationality. I hear you when you say that. Yeah.
Well, some tend to do it more than others.
I know.
Anyway,
And then you use names in the Twitch chat. Look at those SJs crossing the street again.
Look at them go.
and so I was walking across, and then so she had to slow down, and she honked the horn at me.
Yeah.
And
She
when
doesn't like people working out.
when she honked, I usually don't do this. I stopped and I looked straight at her eyes.
Oh, you did? Yeah, dude. That's a big deal for him.
Aggressively.
That's a big deal. You
That
did?
is.
Because I was like,
You
what
didn't
the?
tell me about this.
I was like, what?
I've never been more proud of him.
Yeah, because it's in Tom's nature to do that. Oh, sorry.
I am so happy. You made my
I'm getting-
Wednesday, man.
I'm getting grumpier.
Yeah. He came in really grumpy.
Yeah.
Did you notice I left you alone? I
Well,
didn't
because
chirp
the
at all.
smoothie place is closed. It was
Okay.
8 o'clock,
Do you
and then
wanna-
I went back at 8:10, still closed.
you
And I was
wanna-
like, God damn it, get to work on time.
Do you want to tell Kitty about why you've been grumpy lately? You had a bad breakfast. You know what he ate for breakfast? Circa 2003, Tom. He ate an Italian sub for breakfast. Why did you choose Italian sub?
No, it was a wrap, and it was the only thing they had. That was supposed to be my
you
lunch.
ate a pepperoni and spicy pickle sub.
Point being is this old lady saw a guy
Yeah.
holding stuff crossing the street. She was going,
This
and
guy
then
just
she
wants to better himself and do a little exercise.
no, it was And she just had to minorly slow down. Like, she did have to change her speed, granted. But she honked at me?
Yeah.
What kind of
Was
D-head?
was she really going to be like, you need to use a crosswalk, sir?
She was honking because she was like, how dare you make me slow down a little in this residential neighborhood as you walk across the street. Like,
Now, I
wanted to shame her a little bit and look at her and be like, wait, what the hell?
But I've seen you without
lady,
your
you
glasses.
got nowhere to go.
I have seen you without your glasses magoo your way across the road where maybe you stepped out. Are you sure you did step out in front of her? Like, you're sure?
No.
Okay, I'm just saying, 'cause there have
She
been
did have to
times-
slow down. I saw her coming, and I'm like, she's going to have to slow down for me, but she should have to because
Right.
this is a
Right.
residential
Man,
neighborhood.
if you
It's fine.
wanted more of the passive aggressiveness, I really would have hoped as you're crossing and she honks, it startles you, quote unquote, and you throw your clothes in the air and it lands all
That's
over
pretty
her
funny.
car.
Yeah.
And then you have to be, do the thing where like your wife scared you with the spider in the fridge.
Yeah. I am proud of you, though. That's good. That's a good start.
Now, an overly aggressive person would have done the move where they slap the top of the car.
No, it's
I've
like
seen that move
the
before.
overly aggressive. There is a midpoint where you and I were walking that one time, and that guy didn't stop at the crosswalk at Publix, and he had his window down, and I yelled at his window, "There's people walking here."
Yeah. I
You
saw
don't like
yeah.
that, do you?
I felt bad for that guy because he did it by accident.
Yeah.
Like, this lady purposely saw me and then just like, oh,
Yeah.
you're causing me to slow down, honk.
So how did you know he did it by accident? You just did the calculations.
Well, because he almost hit us, and I don't think he looked. So it was
Yeah, but he
like-
should have looked. I mean,
Yeah,
you don't
yeah,
just
yeah.
drive through a crosswalk, is my point.
No, you're right. But if it's by accident, I give you a pass.
I know. My point
purpose,
is, how
I
do
get
you
mad.
do the micro calculations to know if they're doing it right or wrong?
Sorry, it reminded me of one. If you look up, Dan, it's called Karate Chop Road Rage Miami. It was one of those where it was a road rage incident and the guy got out of his car and instead of just doing like Tom, the normal slap or the punch or whatever, he runs and does like a hi-ya jump and
I've seen
karate
this
chop
guy.
to knock off the
Rearview mirror.
the side mirror or
Oh, yeah.
whatever.
That's a move, like to knock off the mirror.
Right.
I've never been mad enough to do that.
It seems like he had that in mind and he was
Crazy
just
Miami
waiting.
road rage.
Okay, yeah, I like this guy. I've seen this guy a couple times. I like it.
He
With,
gets some good. Well,
I like
not
this
good
guy's
vertical.
move, actually.
See, but this is the someone that knows their rights could possibly shoot you through their window and then claim that you are attacking them.
Oh,
and then,
absolutely.
And
If
then
you look-
maybe get off the fact that you broke their car. You'd
Oh,
be like,
yeah.
and then there's evidence
He
of
doesn't do the jump karate chop until after he gets like a water bottle thrown at him. So I think he had it locked and loaded that, I'm going to wait till they make the first move, then I'm going to karate chop.
yeah, I don't do much in cars anymore after that guy up here in front of.
La Fiesta.
Yeah, guy just got like it was literally like the dude just honked his horn and was like, "Hey, lady," and she just gets out and shoots him dead. I'm like, okay, well, we don't need to yell at anybody in traffic. Just
I know that
important.
the videos are fake, but we were joking around Tom running out of there with the clothes in his arms. It's always the thing where it's like the guy's cheating or whatever, the girl's cheating, and the guy ends up having to like climb out the window naked but holding all of his clothes
Yes,
because,
yeah,
the boyfriend's coming back. I know that those videos are fake, but that has to have happened once in life, right?
Oh, yeah.
Where someone had to run out the back door like naked holding their clothes in order to sneak out because the husband came home.
For sure. And in fact, have you ever seen that video of the lady that fell through the top of a car? I mean, it is violent. And that was a situation where she was sneaking out the window of like some guy she was cheating with, and the wife got home, and then she fell from the window and she landed ass first on the top of a car. Like, she probably broke her spine. She landed so hard it like dented in the top. But there's been
I know it's in Tom's algorithm.
it's a famous video of a lady.
What is
it's
she
like
doing
surveillance footage of.
I've seen the ones where the
lady-
guy is naked dangling from the balcony because he was trying to escape. That one seemed at least a little real. Either that or imagine being the downstairs neighbor and you just look out your window and you just see like a dong just like right in your face from a dude dangling.
Yeah,
from
full
above.
Django. You got it right there.
I've told the story before, but my buddy, the Wizard, one time in high school, was the quintessential hooking up with a girl in her house, and like her parents are home.
Wait, is this falling through the Miami sub ceiling again?
No.
No,
This is the hiding in the closet. This is the R. Kelly where like all of a sudden the dad was coming upstairs. She's like, quick, hide in the closet. And he had to hide in the closet and he was looking through the slats.
Oh, my God.
And then the dad comes in with tiny whiteies and he's like, what? He's like, did I hear someone in here? And he's like, no, dad, whatever. He's like, and he has his shirt
Oh
off.
my God, he
Like,
got the stereotype. He got the Captain Lou Albano comes in here. It's your boyfriend in here.
And I was like, oh, this only happens in movies.
Yeah.
I remember, and like he climbed through a window.
I do remember, and I don't know if I've ever told this part of the story, but like back when I was like, there was a time, and I think I've told the story on the show before, where I really wanted that Panasonic video camera that would record to cassette tapes. It was called a PXL 2000, I think, 3000, PXL 3000, something like that. But I wanted it so bad, and it was like the first time I was ever actively trying to find the Christmas gifts within my home, right? And I remember getting into my parents' closet and then hearing them come home and pulling my dad's closet shut and staying in there. And it was terrifying. You know, like it's one of those things where it's like it's not like it is.
Is it a closet that had like the slats?
Yeah,
so
it
you like
was the 70s, 80s style, and they all go down.
and you have the, but you like
You can only
the
see
little bit
down.
of daylight shines directly on your eyes.
Yeah, like you can only look down. Like, so you can only see like feet.
Yeah.
You know, like our bottom portions of things, you know, like it's like the bottom portion moving all the way up.
Night vision cameras, that was like a mid 2000s technology that never really took off after that.
Yeah.
Where it's just all green and black night vision.
I remember.
Paris Hilton made that famous.
Yes.
Yeah.
Getting like the first like mini where were
Mini
those-
TV.
mini
I had
TV,
that. I had one that had night
handheld
vision. Yeah.
cameras, and then one of the features was night vision. And I remember it's
Yeah.
like, oh, you get night vision.
I'm
with
like, I'm
this?
just like the military, man.
Well, and then
Goddamn Green Beret.
people discovered that if you use night vision, but it was like full bright, that sometimes you could see through clothing.
Yeah, and you can see the veins on big naturals.
All right, I'm glad that. Yeah.
I was waiting
That's
for
a
We
thing.
have a gentleman here,
I was waiting
and
for
you
what
could
the
see
nerve.
the veins on big nostrils.
I'm just
yes, you could, Winston Churchill. The way he said it.
I'm just remembering what I remember.
I know, but the way you said it was just so eloquent. What else have you been up to, buddy?
So Dan, every time I got an MRI yesterday, and
Oh,
all I could
God.
think about is your impersonation of the MRI machine.
What'd you get an MRI for?
Pinched nerve in my neck, so I got like and then okay, so this one I was at, it also had like the what is it, the emergency broadcast system, like
Okay, you gotta hear a little bit of something. I gotta tell you.
yeah, and then it'll be like
I can hear nothing. Anything that dumb lady tells me, I don't know what the hell you're saying.
and then in the middle of it it'll go quiet, and then it will startle you with like the
Yeah, super loud.
for no reason whatsoever. They didn't give me, normally they give me like music options to listen to, but they didn't give me any music. They were just like, nope, you got to suffer through the silence and the crazy noise.
Have you seen one without all the plastic and like seen what how fast it's spinning?
Yeah, it'll terrify you. There's a reason they put that plastic on there is to make you like. If they don't have the plastic, there's no way in hell you'd get inside that thing.
Look up MRI without the plastic, and it shows you what is happening around you.
God dang.
And I was like, I wish because for me, like I'd want mine see through so I could see the thing spinning super
I
fast.
want
Like,
to see what's going to suck my butt plug out.
I'm like, oh, whoa, this is crazy.
It's like when you see the ceiling fan and you're like, ooh, could I just like dart my hand up in there?
Yeah, here's one. If you're like, look at that.
The videos of them spinning because they'll turn it on without the plastics and they're like, this is what's happening, inside the MRI.
Because it was on my neck, they had to like brace my neck down. So not only is, you get that claustrophobic inches from your face, but your neck is strapped in. So like that was horrible.
How many people have, there really should be a channel of secret videos of grown men and women that start crying in those things. Like somebody should secretly film older men and women terrified in those and just release the tapes.
Like, look how scared they are.
My dad was one of those people.
I was gotten a lost YouTube hole about videos on YouTube that no longer exist, and it was something called like Happy Slap or something like that, where it was literally just you walk up to strangers and you slap them, and the video was looking at their reactions after you slap them.
Yeah, let's not do that. to
Yeah, no,
people.
they
don't hit
obviously
people.
YouTube pulled it, but then I was thinking it's like we just like watching people suffer. That's just a human nature.
There,
Yeah, it is.
There were content, and I'm not sure there probably still is, but about like people like trying other people that are obviously bigger and tougher than they are, like, and then so there'd be like some skinny white nerdy social media
he goes
influencer.
to like a gang area.
Yeah, yeah,
I've
and,
seen
and then
those.
you'll just like openly try or like shoulder check like some big tougher dudes like straight up in their face, and then that's their whole content. It was like, look at me try this giant dude that and then the guy will like and then they'll back down, but it was just that's their content. I'm
And
like,
we give it.
why do you monetize
I
this?
know that it's sometimes a stereotype, but is it actually a thing that like the girlfriend will want their boyfriend to intentionally pick a fight with someone because it turns them on or
I
gets
think
them excited?
Crystal has told Tom before that she likes it when he slaps other men around a little bit.
I know it's different than it's like, hey, this person's bothering me. I need you to stand up for me. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like they're at the bar and the guy will go out of his way to pick a fight in order to like please his lady.
I would say that there are some women that like that.
It's only really relevant when you're defending her honor in some mythical situation that you see in a movie.
You're watching a whore. Let's go outside and fight about it.
Everybody wants like real fights to be movie fights, and it's
not,
never. You're just huffing and puffing.
Your pants fall down.
Trying to choke each other, pulling
Or it's
hair.
really sad.
Then you
Or
get
it's
arrested.
really sad where like it's one kick and you fall and you hit your head and you're dead.
Yeah. That's rarer than just you're scratching at each other's face. Like you don't have any idea how to fight. Like you're not a fighter, a trained fighter, and it's just embarrassing for everybody. And cops get called.
You guys have taken a
trespassed.
punch before, right? Like a
Yeah.
legitimate punch. Like in movies, it's always like the guy gets punched, he gets knocked back, and he's like, "All right, man, now let's do it
No,
again."
I
I'm
think
like,
it hurts a lot more than people.
like
it's
that,
terrible.
an actual bare-fisted punch to your face.
Like I'm the type of person where if I hit my head on a cabinet, I'm like, "Oh my god, I have to go lay down."
And by the way, unless you catch someone off guard, which is a horrible way to punch someone because that's where you kill them,
kill somebody.
where you sucker punch them, knock them out, and then they hit their head on the ground dead. Then if you're ready for a punch, hard to knock someone out. Unless you're a trained fighter, you're just gonna be slap happy, punching each other, weak punches in the face. Like I'm saying, it's never gonna be like you imagine it. And then at the end, you're never gonna be glad you did it. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah.
You're never gonna be like, I'm glad that I fought this guy at Applebee's.
I'm sure you guys talked about it. But
No
there's
has ever
one
said
where
And your wife is not going.
it was a fight, and one of the dudes was like morbidly obese, and then his pants started falling down.
I love those fights.
And then he like Mike Tyson's Punch Out, like stumbled backwards for a few steps before he actually fell. Those are good
anybody
ones.
whose pants falls down, I'll watch the video. That's just the rule.
People are prepared for fighting. You're never gonna get in a fight. Like if you're at a certain age and you're at a certain situation in your life,
shouldn't be getting into a fight.
maybe you're never going to. I don't know anybody personally that's gotten into a fight after the age of 25 or whatever. A physical fight with someone stranger or whatever, it just doesn't happen.
I mean, I literally just told you a story of two dudes that
You
were
saw-
fighting.
I've
But
seen
he doesn't
fights.
listen to anything you say.
Did you know them? I don't know. I'm saying like, do you know?
So you're going with
I've
the Mitch
seen the fight.
Hedberg AIDS test. Oh, do you know someone with AIDS? No. Okay, good, because you know me.
Yeah. Like, and now this doesn't
Is this
count.
the opposite of Miami Friend syndrome?
If you,
I don't know. That's a great question.
if you live in certain areas, you'll see more fights. If you if you go to certain, like, let's say,
Certain areas of town or clubs.
if your hobby's car racing, you'll see more fights. So, like, if your hobby is fighting, those fighters like to fight.
When I was working at the arena, UFC was there, and there were like 8 fights on the fight card. There were 10 fights in either the stands or the concourse. There were more fights happening in the audience than there were on the actual fight card of USC.
Because that causes it to happen more.
Yeah.
Well, it's
because
the bros with
Yeah.
Ed Hardy shirts.
I think it
and-
fuels it up. Yeah. Like it's just like football. I mean, go to Philly, sit in the stands in Philly, and
Jeez.
you're gonna get in a fight there probably.
But we're seeing them all online, and that tricks our brain into thinking it happens more than it
That's
does.
what I think it is, and people are also, because it gets because it does get eyes, I do think there are a series of people that go into it looking for that. So
We've been putting on events for more than a decade, almost 15 years now. We've
I
had
don't think
thousands.
we've ever had a fight.
We've had hundreds of thousands of people at this point through 15 years in places at a time. Never been a fight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I can't think of one. No.
Never been a fight at our event. And you'd think there'd be one if it was that
Just one
common.
guy getting shot a week later.
That's different.
Yeah. But I thought that was cool.
I'll put that in the car racing.
Absolutely.
Kenny, you got any drone races or
plug
anything
some
coming
stuff,
up?
my man.
No, I don't have anything to plug.
No
coming
more
up.
moves?
No, moves have been done for a while.
I thought it maybe came back.
We were still beating the dead move.
Yay. No, drone racing, it's been postponed a bit just because of some contractual stuff with the venue, but I'll let you know when it's back up.
So you got no job right now?
Oh, I'm still producing corporate events. Don't you worry.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. All right.
Doing the boring stuff.
My man, good to see you as always. Thanks for being here. Guys, we will see you tomorrow.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time. Joe and Debbie are here from Fairvilla Megastore.
Hey, they're here. We're doing it.
How you guys doing?
So good.
Amazing.
Good
So
to
good.
see you guys.
Thank you. It's been a minute.
You were hanging out with our wives.
Yeah, we've been,
Oh,
we've been
that-
playing with your girls.
I'm going to talk about that. Yeah, we're going to talk about all that. We had a Side Chicks meetup at Fairvilla
Yeah.
last
Your wife,
weekend.
my God, your wife is a Picasso.
Okay. Okay, hold on. Well, before we start that, I want to talk about Fairvilla's Sweet and Spicy Valentine's Day party.
Yes.
It's February 5th from 7 to 9 p.m. And tell us a little bit about the party.
Well, I'm so excited. Actually, I brought you our party princess. So
All right.
Debbie is our events and education manager. So she manages all the things and can bring us all the fun details. But she is the mastermind behind the great events that we've been putting on at Fairvilla over the last couple years.
Yeah.
So Debbie, nobody could do better than to talk about being sweet and salty.
Spicy.
Just kidding.
Sweet and spicy.
I feel like I'm salty. I hold on to the salt factor. Maybe I'm middle of the
If you don't get the
road.
Valentine's gift,
Yeah.
you'd be salty, so you gotta come to Fairvilla.
I know, right? So sweet and spicy is our Valentine's party. So Debbie, tell us some of the highlights that we can look forward to at the party.
It is gonna be a good time. I'm really excited. This party is gonna have burlesque dancers. We're gonna have chocolate and wine pairing tasting.
Good dancers?
Yes,
As a matter
we
of
got-
fact, let's pause on that. Do you guys know Les Vixens?
Liz Vixens?
Yes.
No, we have had many I call them burlesquers.
burlesquers.
It's a cross between buskers and
Oh,
burlesque.
yeah,
They're
yeah.
burlesquers. I made it up. And we've had many we've had a SpongeBob burlesque in here.
Yes.
And then we were supposed to have her back in, but yes, I do not know who is the woman you are, or is it a troupe?
It's a
whole
troop.
Okay,
Yeah.
tell me.
They're
Tell me.
spectacular.
Yeah, what are they? What are they?
So
Are there any men?
No.
Some burlesque troops have men.
Vixens.
Les.
Oh, they're lesbians.
Uh,
Are they all lesbians?
yeah,
You could be straight and be in the
I feel
les.
like we haven't met them all, so I don't
Yes.
want to, say
Can't
what
speak
they
for
are.
all of them,
yeah.
But they
But I know
definitely
they
fly
represent
a
for sure.
flag.
Yeah, I got you.
And they're hot.
You know, Angel.
And they're actually going to be in here. I'm bringing them in next month.
Oh,
actually.
great.
Oh, that's what
Yes,
I
you're
like.
Hey, all right.
Sorry, I didn't mean to be so
Did
excited
you
about
know
that.
that our good
Oh.
friend Angel Rivera of the Monsters in the Morning radio program?
He's a burlesque dancer.
He is. He is.
He does that on the
He
side?
has performed burlesque.
That's good to know. I'm actually going to be there in a couple
Yeah,
weeks. So
reach
that'll
out
be
to
fun.
him.
Okay.
6'8". Big megadon.
Angel, we need you.
Big
You can hear
Bird.
this.
They
Oh
call
my God, they call him Bill Burr.
So we're going to have that amazing troupe. Thank you. Yes. What else we got going on?
We're gonna do some chocolate and wine pairing tasting. So
Okay.
it's gonna
Alright.
be really fun, really
Yeah.
sexy.
Is this like regular chocolate, or is this chocolate that you like dip on your, put your toes in it?
Big
no, but we
Bird.
do sell that kind.
Yeah.
We do sell. No, this is just gonna be regular chocolate. We're working with Maitland chocolates, I believe.
make 'em
And we're gonna be doing some, complimentary wine.
Are they
tasting with
really
that.
Maitland chocolates? Because Tom says he's Maitland, but he's Castleberry. I just want to make
feel
sure this
that.
isn't
No,
Castleberry
the
chocolate.
actress is
You know what
Megan.
you have to do? You have to ask the zip code.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
are you 32751 or 32746? Be real with me. Don't
Yeah,
play.
he's a
I'm
I'm
from
5'1", baby. You know.
He ain't no 5'1".
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
a 4'6" all day.
He's claiming it.
You
Are
know why I know
4'6"?
that? I'm 4'6".
Now-
That's my height.
if my mailbox fell over, it'd fall in 4 seconds. Yeah, I'm close.
Yeah.
We blew the wind, right?
But if you're on the line,
He calls it Casa Maitland.
tie goes to the runner. You
Oh
see?
my God, that should have been our country group. The Casa Maitland
Casa
line.
Maitland.
Casa Maitland line.
Debbie, let me just bitch about something for a second.
Yeah.
Because,
Are you still warring with Casa Mary
we'll
Water?
we'll get back to the Valentine's Day party, February 5th, Fairvilla Megastore. Do you have to pay anything to get in? It's a free event.
Yeah.
Even the cocktails.
Well,
are free.
and just before you start to bitch, here's the fun part:
Okay.
is that we've actually set this event up because so many people are intimidated, right? As we've talked about several times,
Yes.
about what we carry and what they're looking for and what how do we shop. So the fun thing about the sweet and spicy event is that you can actually come in, touch, play, taste, see, and discover what is your flavor. So are you sweet? Are you spicy? Are you salty like me? Right? But the fun part is that well, and that might make you a little on the spicy side.
Yeah.
But
A little
someone
bit.
else might be a little curious and still living on the sweet side.
I like to electrocute my potatoes.
And you could do that in a sweet way or
Yeah.
in a spicy way.
Yeah.
So what's really fun is that we're going to have the opportunity to explore that during the sweet and spicy party.
I like my wife to kick 'em purple.
Well, then why would you say that?
That's a different flavor.
Yeah, it is
The,
a different flavor.
Fairvilla always does an amazing job with all their events
You know why?
and parties.
We
It's
kind
all high end.
of stole our stupid idea of free parties from Fairvilla. That's a true story. Like Bill Murphy
But-
has been putting on free parties at
50 years.
for 50 years, and
But
when
high
we,
quality, the
Yeah.
highest
Yes.
quality.
because that's how. Well, you can't stop. But once you do it, you can't stop doing it.
No, yeah.
That's the hook. Is
That's
you got to
right.
keep getting the people in there with the great parties.
So speaking of events and parties, the Side Chicks are
Yes.
BDM Side Chicks, which is a Facebook group that female BDMs
Only.
started.
Yeah.
You'd only be a female BDM to get in there. We're
no
not
men,
even in there. I
No
don't even
men
know
are
what's in
allowed
there.
in there.
I wanted to get in there
Yeah.
to see because I saw there was, spicy pics sometimes. I
there
wanna
were.
look, but I can't even get in.
And
Anyway.
there were some men in there, but as of Monday, I signed legislation. No, I'm kidding. I'm not. I'm just being stupid.
Well, I'm honored
I make
to be
fun
a
of
side-
everything. Sorry, I'm making fun.
I'm honored to be a new side chick.
You're
and
in the
it's
Side
very
Chicks.
fun.
So they did this event, and I heard from everybody. It's super nice. Everybody had a great time.
Yeah, my wife's weenie rock is right behind
Okay,
our
well,
guest.
I'm glad you brought that
Yeah.
up. So one of the
Craft.
activities
It's a craft.
Yeah.
at the event, which I laughed at when I first heard,
Hold on a second.
because I laughed at my wife
Was
doing
this
this.
supposed to be draw your own husband?
No, okay,
Because
All right.
your wife went sideways.
okay. Well, so
Can't even put it on camera.
one of the activities was draw a
Paint. No, it's paint.
a paint
Paint a penny.
a male penis
Yeah.
on a rock.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like Snoop on a stoop. You know what I mean.
Okay, so we were getting into the Sanford Rocks situation, right?
What is-
Sanford Rocks is a really big. Come on, y'all! You got a thing. You've never found a Sanford Rock.
But what is that?
Sanford Rocks are these rocks that these groups of people and organizations
They're
they
called
paint.
homeless people.
Yeah,
They're
20
not-
years
it's a big
ago,
deal.
it
And
was
you-
made out of crack.
If you
It's a
travel,
little different now.
Yeah.
though. Sorry.
if you travel around downtown Sanford, you can get blessed by finding a Sanford Rock. So we tied in our little kinky craft to doing our own Fairvilla rocks.
So
there you go.
all the side chicks painted
Weenie
a
rock.
male member weenie rock.
weenie
on-
rock.
You know, so
Yeah.
Did they all paint a weenie rock, or did we have any vulvas involved?
No, I think there were. Someone might have done an actual chicken.
Oh,
Yeah, there were a couple
No,
of
no,
chickens.
going
I
with
saw
the-
that. Oh,
The rhyming name that we usually
Yeah.
use. that
Right,
probably
that's
can't be
good.
said
so
My wife's is right there. You could see it.
Oh,
She put
yeah,
like
that's
a little.
a good one.
See, I brought mine in. I represented. If I were you, I wouldn't have brought in her. Your wife's is
okay,
embarrassing.
yeah, all right.
It was too far. It's too
It's
far.
the
Yeah,
bitch.
well,
Went too far.
okay, so
I yelled at Andrea for it. I go, "What is that?"
So Crystal, I was like, "Oh, how was the event today at Fairvilla?" And she was like, "Oh, it was great. It was super nice." Like,
Yeah, they had a good time.
Fairvilla always does an awesome job.
My
Tracy
wife was
did
like, "The Sanford
good,
store is so
Joe.
beautiful," and I said, "I told you you're gonna say that."
And then I was like, "Oh, I heard about the old rock, the C word rock." And then she's like, "Oh yeah." And then she showed me a picture of hers,
Yeah.
right?
I can't put it on Twitch. I can't put it on YouTube. We'd get our account revoked.
So, okay, because when I looked at it, I was like, why'd you draw it like that?
She
Well,
drew
you know,
a goddamn Michelangelo over here.
well, not even that, but so
Also uncircumcised.
everybody knows that when you draw that image, it is standing at attention. You see what I'm saying? It's
Not your wife.
Well, I know. So
She
then I
drew
looked at
a
it.
big flaccid.
Yeah.
Big
So-
flopper.
Yeah.
floppy.
So then then I was like, well, hold on. Did everybody draw it? Not.
Also, your wife, she drew one that, like, as if she were in an art class at Rollins College. It has got a background. It's got charcoal shading.
Okay, I have to see it. Do you
And
have a
the
picture on your
fine
phone?
line work that she did on the foreskin is, it literally looks as if,
You were modeling.
It looks as if Michelangelo himself painted it.
The problem is
She brought it to life.
Or a photograph from Ansel Adams.
when everybody turned around the rocks at the end, all the side chicks, and I know the majority of them.
Yeah.
In there,
They're all a bunch of making a lot of jokes.
they're all
Yeah.
like. Everyone drew theirs at attention.
My wife put a bow tie on hers.
Like your wife did, like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
normal. Like when you draw a D on the back
pecker,
of a
yeah.
semi truck,
pecker.
you draw the stereotypical bonnet.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
you
saying?
draw
Like
an up pecker.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like you got so much attention in a kilt that she might have needed to downplay
Yeah, I think your
assets.
wife drew your real big
You know,
dog.
because you've gotten so much juice out of the kilt picture.
Hey.
Maybe we just need to bring it in.
Yeah, man.
She's a wise woman.
And it was really shaved, so I thought she was just doing like the old like, and it looked sad. So I was like, that's a self-portrait.
It would be like
or a Monday morning.
follow me with this analogy.
All right.
If everybody's like, all right, draw a picture of your husband in a race, right?
Yeah.
And then everybody drew a picture of their husband like in the stereotypical running
Yeah.
formation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And yours was like this.
And then I'm in a wheelchair. You see what I'm saying? It seems like she portrayed that mine doesn't work. That's all I'm saying. Like everybody drew.
I didn't think about that.
Everybody drew theirs
Yeah.
working.
Show
and
it in
then
the state you see it the most.
mine not working.
Yeah.
One you're most familiar
It's like,
with.
how do you remember your grandfather in the wheelchair?
And then I said, why'd you draw it like that? Why did you draw the stereotypical? It seems like you're portraying that mine doesn't work
Well,
to
your
everybody.
veins are popping out.
What
of
was
your
her
head.
answer?
Huh?
What was her answer?
She's like, I didn't think of it like that.
Yeah.
I was like, well, of course, why? That's how
also-
everybody else said, like, why'd she draw like that? Tom's doesn't work.
Also, from what
That's what I would think.
Also, from what I understand, she looked up a how-to video and sequestered herself in the corner alone and drew it for hours.
Yeah.
That's crazy, right?
There was
That's
some
crazy.
focus.
And I will say, I'm not going to hate on it because if you do look on it, guys, don't ask for it. I can't put it on the camera. It's too graphic. But it's an amazing picture of a penis.
It would be like if me and Daniel and a bunch of other male BDMs were asked to draw some sort of boob balloons or whatever.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of this.
Well, welcome
whatever.
to our next event.
Yeah, I'll draw that.
And then
Recourse.
Yeah.
And then everybody drew the stereotypical big,
Yeah.
cartoon tees,
And you
right?
drew 2 fried eggs.
And I drew 2 trophy fried eggs. And then you would look at me and you're like,
Yeah.
well, that's what Tom must see all
I
the time.
Would say, oh, this guy's an a-hole. Yeah, I'd be like, why would you do that?
Yeah, you would make
Yeah.
the thought like, oh, this is what crystals must
Yeah,
look
okay,
like.
you
You
know
see what I'm
what?
saying?
I feel like y'all need craft therapy.
I will say at first, I did not understand what you meant, sir.
Oh God.
Right.
Now that you've explained, and your frustration is breaking the studio.
The
now
passion.
Now that you've explained, I do understand. I get it. You're fine.
Anyway, so I
bro-
just needed to get that out there.
He's
that
breaking the
mine-
studio because his wife.
Did you see the veins
Yeah.
popping from his head when
his
he
wife drew a penis of his that does not work, and it made him mad.
And then everybody at Fairvilla and everybody who saw it is
Yeah.
going to make the assumption that I have a problem down there. And I'm here to tell you that.
Was that your
I don't.
assumption? That was not my assumption.
Yeah.
I feel like I remember it being sizable. So there's
It was
that.
sizable.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what I
it was
said.
nice
Yeah,
size.
it was a good one.
And
You know?
it was elegant.
I mean,
and
look at
well,
mine. Do you want to be
well
that?
aligned.
Do you want to be
The line
that?
work was
Do you want to be
beautiful.
the?
But you know
short
what?
and cartoony.
Yeah. Do you want to be a 1-inch bow tie?
It was so sizable that was obvious to everybody. Like,
Yeah.
that ain't that.
That's Antonio.
Look at this. I can't be
And,
Tom.
yeah, at the end she was like, I entitled this Antonia.
Which is double worse because your first thought is, oh, it doesn't work, and second thought, too big to be Tom.
Wait a minute. Oh my
You
God.
insulted me twice.
And it was uncircumcised, and Antonio was uncircumcised. I've heard this story before.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go on to what you guys brought.
I was gonna
Let's
say,
move on.
yeah.
Let's move on.
Although we do have other craft opportunities, I feel like we could work this out at the table.
All right.
Yeah,
A little
craft at the party.
Sharpie and some stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, or
craft at-
secrets next month,
Yeah.
right? Do y'all know that? We actually do a class at Secrets Hideaway once a month.
Oh, really?
Fairvilla
Wednesday.
University goes out. Actually, Debbie is our lead educator there. So once a month at Secrets Hideaway, we do a class in the dungeon.
Oh, wow.
Club Swingster.
There's a dragon laying
really
on top
fun.
of a pile of gold.
beautiful.
It's
Club,
very,
too.
yeah,
Really
it's
nice.
spectacular.
Can we
Yeah.
do like we need to set up a segment at Secrets one day because I gotta get in there and see what's going
And
on.
would you? Could we get in
I know
there
something
with our,
fun's going on
I
in
want to
there.
get in there with our recording equipment, and then I want you guys to find us like some sort of like-minded woman that we can, tie up in the ropes and slap her T-words purple.
No, that's a little awkward. I want to see.
No. I wanna use the whips, cat of nine tails.
Because they're having fun in there. Like,
They're having all the
yeah.
fun, yeah.
and all I'm doing is,
It's
taking
also
my
an
kids
incredible
around.
venue. Taking your kids to Secrets?
No.
Yeah.
Just around to one thing or the other. That's all I do, Joe.
Yeah, he just sits outside in the truck with his kids while his wife's inside secret.
Yeah.
P9.
Yeah, what do you got in the bag? What's in the bag? Let's go to the bag.
I'm so excited about this. Actually, so what Debbie did was these are some of our must-haves for Valentine's Day.
All right.
And these are some of the things that you're going to be able to play with if you come to the Valentine's party. But we wanted to showcase some of the things that the ladies were having fun with.
Yeah,
over
we
the
showed all
weekend.
these things for the Side Chicks event, and they ate it up. They loved it.
They loved them.
So for the party, one of the vendors that are actually going to be there is Shots, and they have this amazing new line called Paris Pink, and it's a whole line of sparkly pink kind of like restraints and floggers or paddles, and collars and stuff like that. But it's all sparkly and
I
pink.
think they
so
do have a
it's-
pink flogger. It's iridescent. It's gorgeous.
Oh, they do have one.
So the fun thing about this line, I think I brought you guys the Paris Blue, actually. Fun thing about this line, somebody who's a little curious but doesn't, the whole black leather or scary red
Yeah.
vinyl freaks
Pretty
them out.
intimidating, yeah.
This is super cute. It's super sweet. It's not offensive. Anybody
It's
who
sweet and
enjoyed
spicy.
the movie 50 Shades of Grey, this is a
They're
great
cute.
gateway kind of pleasure fun.
I only
and
got
they're-
through about 37 shades, and then
You tuckered out. Just
yeah,
tuckered
yeah.
out.
Well,
I
it
don't
is
know.
still a movie that so many people go
I've
by.
seen enough
so-
shades.
yeah.
Any 40 and above.
Yeah.
I could
But
deal
if
with
you
the
were to
first
ask, my
And
favorite
if-
shade is number 5.
Tell me, what does that look like?
5? Oh, bright pink. bright pink.
Just checking.
Yeah,
sir.
some would say red snapper.
one. Come on. Let's talk about handcuffs for a second.
Let's talk about them.
Uh-oh.
Tell me how cute these are.
This guy wants to talk about deportation. I knew it.
'Cause,
Different
It's
show.
an agenda.
when I grew up, when I was young Tom Van in the late 80s and 90s.
You found your mom's handcuffs?
No. But there was a lot of movies in the late 80s and 90s that portrayed a businessman.
Police Academy.
Secretary.
No.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
You handcuff him to the bed and then you steal all his valuables.
Yes!
And then he's laying there naked.
Oh, with his boxers on.
And
He's
then,
like, hey!
and then his business partner and/or detective partner walks in and is like, "What are you doing here?"
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
like,
And then he's
"Don't talk about it."
Yeah.
We should do this.
Yeah, and they're handcuffed
Yeah.
to
I feel
some
like
motel
you're
bed.
missing the consent conversation. Look at how cute that is, y'all. You see that?
Well, there was.
Oh
You
yeah,
see
that
that?
is
Look
nice.
at how cute that
Well,
is.
I let
And
the
again,
prostitute
you do them like
handcuff me.
this.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
know she
I
was gonna
feel
steal
like
my
as soon as
stuff.
the prostitute's in my car, we've consented it up, right? Right? No, she's in my car.
So
Consent's ongoing, though.
Right.
It's ongoing.
My God.
I thought it was just at the beginning.
I know.
So complicated.
Once I've signed the document,
It's when you walk in the door and then everything else. Anyway,
I feel like I'm trying to get trapped here.
I just thought that I'd find
We're
myself.
going to have a
in-
consent conversation. It's Southern actually coming up on
Okay.
February 19th. We should all be in attendance.
Oh,
for
consent. Let's go to consent
that.
land.
There you go. It's cocktails and consent.
There you go.
All I'm saying is I've never found myself in that situation.
know.
And as a young Tom man, I thought I'll be a businessman one day. One day a prostitute will handcuff me to a bed.
I did think
and then
that's
my
it.
You know what I think
partner
we
will
heard?
find me.
I think we heard a
That's so
Tom fantasy.
I just never.
Right? I think
would
we've discovered a Tom fantasy.
I've never never had restraints. I've never been with a woman that has asked me to restrain her.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I've been with most women larger than me, so I can't restrain her. But just, you know.
But that's not, it's all about being restrained.
Yeah.
And that's a kink. And not even, is that more of a general, I feel like the any sort of light pain, like obviously the real hardcore pain, maybe not for a lot of people, but
That's a great question.
like a
Joey.
spanking or a restraining, it seems like it's in general the most popular kind of kink, right?
Totally. Very common. Very
Yeah.
common.
Common kink. I don't know
Yeah.
most popular, but
I
it's
wouldn't say most popular,
definitely
yeah.
Actually, watching
Watching is definitely
Voyeurism.
I didn't think
Voyeurism
about
is a
that.
big
Yeah.
one.
voyeurism. Yeah,
That's the number one because most people, if you're,
And exhibition.
I mean, even if
Yeah.
you're looking at, adult, cinema.
Mm-hmm.
I don't say porn anymore. I say adult
No,
cinema.
Okay, well,
it's- yeah.
watching your
Class
partner or
But that-
watching
no, but I
someone
think
else?
In
watching in
general.
general, that's
Yeah.
still
Okay.
watching an expo, watching a class, people watching other people have experiences is the most popular kink.
Okay.
But everybody's kind of got one. I think that we put kinks in an envelope, right? We put them in some sort of bucket, and we
I
feel
put
like
mine in an envelope, but it gets real messy.
I put mine in a Homer bucket.
Yeah.
I feel like
guess
we have
I-
our
yeah.
definitions confused. But
Oh.
anyway,
I put mine
so-
in a frame
but you know
all
what?
year that I gave it to my wife for Christmas.
It's knitted.
It's gross.
It's art.
That's the fun part, though, about the Sweet and Spicy event is because literally you could come with your date who you've never restrained ever and at a table in front of people see, is there a gleam in their eye when you put something on them? Is there a gleam in their eye when they touch something, right? Because
For
maybe
Christmas, I'm going to restrain you.
And gleam in your eye.
I like that. Hey, that's the card. That's the card. It's
Debbie, what else you got in that
for
bag?
Christmas, I'm going to restrain you and gleam in your eye. Love, Tom, and Dan.
Well, I think the most popular thing after
Sponsored
the,
by Fairvilla.
one of the most popular things was the on.
Nice.
We have on, and also normally we do have the pure less intense, but we don't have that with us today.
You must have given my wife a whole gallon of off. Thank you.
It was Tom's Rock.
Is this the tingly gel?
It's the tingly.
my
gel.
wife bought this.
You know all
Yes.
Oh, you used
Yes,
it? You got
familiar.
tingled?
Yes.
Oh, your wife was horny. She's drawing her
I
eyes.
was gonna say, that's why she has a gleam in her eye.
Yeah, exactly.
Guess what Crystal does to me? I'm eating Wawa sub.
Oh, when she put it on your sub, she's like, you'll like it better than mayonnaise. I put tingling gel on your Wawa sub.
After
Your
I've been,
teeth are now horny.
I was working on
Not
my
where it
fence, and then I'm eating. I'm having some Vicky's jalapeno chips,
Have you tried the jalapeno pickle? Pretty good. Pretty good. Spicy pickle.
and then
Agree, I
and then
agree.
she comes over, and then without telling me anything,
Hooks your
and-
mouth.
No, she just rubs. She rubs the gel on my lips like.
Yeah, no, that's terrible.
And then I'm like, "What'd you put on my
I'll
lips?"
punch her in the face. I'll punch my wife in the face if she does that.
And
You gonna put sex gel on my lips while I'm eating the sub? I'm gonna slap your face.
And it's like it's supposed to make your lips vibrate. I'm like, why? I wasn't
That's
ready
assault.
for that.
That's assault.
And she's like, let me know when they start vibrating.
Vibrating what? You gotta go brush your teeth out. That's
it work?
disgusting.
It did start feeling weird, and start feeling tingly, and then I'm like, what is this for? And she's like, you know.
It's for sex. That's why I put it on your mouth while you're eating a sub.
Imagine
When you
those.
put it on the other bits.
There you go.
Yeah.
Tell
On
him.
the other
Tell him
bits.
that's where I was gonna go.
Yep. When you, it's not meant for your lips. That's just to try it.
Or
'cause-
sub eating.
Or sub eating. Weird
Okay,
for sub eating.
alright.
A little weird. But when you put it on the parts that matter, at times
Yeah.
that matter,
Okay,
it
alright.
enhances all the things.
I heard if you put it on your beehole, you can
come
lift
on,
more in the
no.
gym.
Let me know how that goes.
I feel like that's the
You
intense
tell
version.
me. You tell me. I'll give you a couple of. You said you're using 30s. I'll give you some 40s, and I bet you if I put it on there, you'll kill it.
Yeah, we're gonna get kicked off the radio for this, by the way.
What else you got? What else you got?
What
in
else
there?
in the bag?
Let's see. We
in the bag.
Let's see. We have. Ooh, this is always a popular one. The tongue star.
Tongue star. Oh, that's that toothbrush there. You don't have to brush your teeth. You just set it in there and it vibrates. I've seen that.
Or it alleviates teeth marks.
Tongue star. Well, so what does that do?
So it's almost like a mouth guard, but you put it under your tongue, and a vibrator sits at the tip of your tongue. So basically, it's like having a vibrating tongue ring without any piercing. So
Wow.
guards the
Tom's always
teeth.
wanted a vibrating tongue ring.
Did you
Right?
hear the part about how it covers the teeth?
covers
Yeah,
the teeth.
there's two things
Makes
Tom
it
wanted:
easier.
vibrating tongue ring, and the other were those sticks that hippies play with at the beach. What are those things called? Astro sticks.
Bongo
Yeah.
sticks?
Yeah, bongo. Yeah, he wanted a
How
vibrating
Matthew
tongue ring.
McConaughey of you.
Yeah, he wanted a vibrating tongue ring, and he wanted it like tiny dukes, and he's like shirtless, and he's playing with his hippie sticks.
As long as I could do it wearing a cat in a hat.
It's the most fun.
I feel like we have those available.
It's the most fun.
We do.
Tell me
Bongo
if you
sticks,
were,
we'd have to
if
order
you
them.
were wearing a cat in the hat and your wife put vibrating stuff on your lip, you'd be like, yeah, man, let's do it. Right? You would.
I also want a visor with spiky gray.
Do you guys sell those?
Yeah,
We do.
You do
Yeah.
sell
yeah, and cat in the hat hats. I feel like we should come back with new stuff.
Next time you come, can you bring 2 of each?
I'm aware.
I'll buy them.
I'm-
I'll
no,
just write you a
listen.
check.
As a matter of fact, we were talking yesterday. I'm like, oh, what do we bring Tom and Dan this time?
You can bring us anything.
Well, I was
Now we
concerned
know.
after the time we spent with your wives over the weekend. We just kind of wanted to let you know what we talked about because you never know how it translates.
Did my wife tell you anything about her intense and utter debilitating dryness?
Well, I want to just say that.
I feel like what happens at a side chicks event
Stays at a side chick.
Oh, okay. That's yeah.
But there are things that we can deal with about that. I'm just, Flint mints help all the
Flint
things.
mints.
That was another.
I'm gonna bring you guys that next time.
So let's explain what Flint mints
Sure.
do.
Go ahead. Do you have some? Did we? Talk
I
about
don't
them?
have
Okay.
any with me, but
That's all right. We'll go back to the Flint mints. We talk
Yeah.
about them every time.
Yes.
So they actually come in different formulaics, right? So they're like, they're I don't know what you would call them. They're on a scale of
Intensity.
a little intensity, right? Of a little bit of saliva to right, all the things. So you decide how much stuff that you want. I enjoy using them on the lower side of the scale for things like this.
Yeah.
So that we can talk and not get dry
I
mouth.
started with a Vern Schroyer and I worked my way up to Hawktua.
Exactly.
I'm
Exactly.
all the way at Haley Welch now.
full Haley Welch.
Yeah, I'm full Haley.
Keep
Yeah,
a mid-grade in the truck for them never know moments.
In fact, I have to take a tolerance break because I'm getting a little too wet.
Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting.
I like where I cannot close my mouth anymore. I just have to open it so
Yeah,
water
yeah,
just
yeah,
flows
it's
out.
just- yeah, like I look like a water feature at an Olive Garden.
If you
been
close
getting
your
those
lips, it
Facebook
just
ads, yeah.
immediately fills your cheeks up.
But
I like that.
I mean, as fun as they are for increasing saliva for moments, both in men and women,
Yes.
they're also exceptional for people who are on medication, who get lots of dry mouth from the medication. They're exceptional
Oh, like
for
marijuana.
There would have been point 2, yes, sir. Our
Some dry
420
mouth.
family, we want to
Yep.
make sure they're taken care of.
Autoimmune disorders.
Autoimmune, yep. Anybody who the cotton mouth feeling, we can alleviate that through a single Flint mint.
Or the Cottonmouth Kings.
I mean, I feel like they
Alternative
wanna
rappers.
Don't they want to be
From the
kings?
late 90s, early 2000s. I've
What
lost
if they're
my
still
mind.
doing it?
Full
Look up at the
transparency.
Cottonmouth
Full
Kings are-
transparency, I lost my mind because Tom and I went out for a fun businessman lunch. And I came back in a better mood.
Yay!
I came back in a good
Yeah, we
mood.
never
go
go
and have a
lunches
good
anymore.
lunch.
Where'd you go?
We went
'Cause
to
we're going right
the
after
Current. We went to the
Oh,
Current.
love the Current.
Yeah, we went and got some seafood with our app guy Matthew. We were hanging
Where's
out with him.
where's at Henry's Depot?
No,
No,
there's one right here, College Park. And
Oh yeah, man.
Oh, the hush puppies are the bomb.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
10
yeah.
minutes down the road.
yeah, College Park location. They're about to open one on 50 and McGuire.
Yeah.
Good to know.
That's really gonna help us out. But
I
anyway,
mean-
we went there. I got a my sandwich.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So good, and I'm in a happier mood.
Yeah. Usually we walk to Publix, salad, mad. Daniel eats one bite
Bite
of
of
the
a
sandwich.
sandwich, because the sandwich was made yesterday, and I hate it.
So, anything else we want to promote from Fairvilla? I know we got the Valentine's Day party coming up. That's February 5th, by the way. Great date night for
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
And
It is, and it's a great introductory. Like Joe was saying, it's a great introductory event because there is a stigma or some intimidation.
Yeah.
But trust me, like my wife goes into Fairvilla as a confident lady, and she was the nerdiest of nerds because it's just not like that. So
It's empowering.
You just got to
and
go
the staff is
and
there
meet
to
the
help
staff.
you. Yeah. And actually, when you ask me what we want to promote, listen, we always have fun things going on. We always have events. We always have classes. We always have things. But what we want to promote is for people to feel good about feeling good.
Yeah.
Wherever you are in every stage of life, whatever experiences that you want to have, we're just talking about an event that we're about to do, Femininity After 50. We can still have a great time no matter how old we are, but things change, and Fairvilla is here to change with you. So what we want to promote is everyone having a good time. It's about to get warmer outside,
There you go.
less clothes, more fun, more
More sexy
education.
time.
Yeah, more sexy time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And wet mouths for everybody.
Hey!
Full hazes.
Joe, Debbie, thanks so much for coming.
Thanks
We
for having
appreciate it.
guys
us.
so
Nice
much.
to see you guys.
Thanks for letting us be stupid.
I love that about you.
Well,
actually.
we love you guys. Thanks for being so nice to our wives, too.
Oh, we
Always.
love
Sounds
them.
And to
too.
our lady listeners, you know what? Tom and I, it took us a long time to be able to cultivate women listeners because we came from a place where that was just not a thing.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you guys treating them so well. Thank you so much.
Aw,
Thank you.
it was our
Thank you.
pleasure.
And
Absolutely our
let's
pleasure.
go through the Fairvilla locations real quick. Of course, the Megastore and OBT.
That's
We've
the big
got
boy.
the Sanford location. We got the location Secrets Hideaway in Kissimmee.
Yes.
We got the location over on the coast.
You're good at this. Cape Canaveral.
Cape
yeah.
Canaveral
Yeah,
location.
East Palatka.
We got East Palatka.
We got Key
And on
West.
International Drive. Key West is no longer with us,
Oh,
gentlemen.
Key West no longer with us.
Yeah, times are a-changing down there. We got to change with
Bye,
them.
Key West.
Yeah.
I
You're
know.
gone.
Very sad.
That was a hard location
It was a
because
hard one.
first, no place to live anymore.
Well, we had an amazing place to live, but when we didn't have that anymore.
Yeah. I mean,
It is not. It is
Thanks,
less
Bill Murphy.
amazing.
we were talking like, where do the employees live? Like,
Yes.
I can't live here.
Yes.
Not after Fantasy Fest. that was
Yeah,
it.
that's a different story
They
altogether.
have to live in the ocean. There's no place
But
to
you
live.
can always shop naked at fairvilla.com.
Yeah, and also you can sign up for
Club F.
Yeah, and
Be
and
part
ma-
of the family.
Be
Get
part
the
of
thing.
the family.
Yeah.
Make sure you find out first and subscribe to their YouTube channel. So for all of
Oh,
that and
thank
more,
you, gentlemen.
yeah, guys, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks
we love
for
you and
having us.
appreciate you.
Our
And
pleasure.
we will be right back.